Welcome back to another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this overlapping cowl top. It also has a gathered neckline and a turtle neckline as well. So you can see how this dress looks like right here. I'll be sharing with you the tips and tricks to making this beautiful dress you are seeing right here with cowl effect. So I actually used a doll, okay, a miniature dress form to show this, but I want you to pay attention. The details of the adult size is also stated. The dress form right here, you can see the sleeve area, so that part is open for to pass your arm, and you can see the cowl effect on the size of the dress. You can also see the extension of the neckline at the back with its belt. So the front piece is overlapped and it has a gathered neckline. So the adult size is also stated in the course of this tutorial. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, I will encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial to learn how this dress is made. So I just want to show you a full view of this miniature top. So here it is. So it's exactly what we have on the adult size. So pay attention to this tutorial and learn how this top is made. Thank you. So this is the doll, and I want to show you the required measurements. We are going to measure right now from the back piece or the shoulder piece. From the nape of your neck, you are going to measure to the arm. Okay, so if you take it to the arm, automatically it's going to give you shoulder to sleeve 30 inches. So this is the measurement that we require from the back of your neckline to your arm, 30 inches. Then you are going to take the length of the length of this dress. So the length of this dress, I'm using 34 inches. So this is a miniature dress form, but I'm writing down the adult size for you on the paper. So the actual length is 34 inches for this dress. So these are the two measurements we are going to use for it. So here is my fabric. Fabric is Duchess. So to determine the amount of fabric you are going to use, you will use that 30 inches you calculated, multiply by 4, because we are going to fold it 4 times. Then you add 6 inches. That 6 inches is for the gathers on the neckline. The total will give you 126 divided by 36, which is a yard. That is how I got 3.5 yards. So here is the length of my Duchess, and this is the yardage part. I'll go ahead and place my fabric on fold. Once you have placed it on fold, the folded part is the center back and the open part is the center front. Now on the folded part, we are going to mark our neckline. Neckline depth for the back is 1 inch. Neckline width for the back is 3 inches. I'll go ahead and connect it. So I just want to highlight that neckline at the center back very well. So coming over to the front, I'm going to use a radius of 8 inches. Okay, so for the adult size, just use 8 inches. There's no calculation to this radius. 8 inches will give you the actual gathers you need on the neckline. Then from that point, just make a curve to the length of the dress. The length of the dress is 34 inches. So I went ahead to curve in the way you see me curve right here. So after making that curve, next we are going to cut out the neckline. So here is the front neckline that has the gathers. You can see how big it is. While this is the back neckline, there is no gathers to it. So we are going to also trim off the curvy part into the down dress. So just give it a smooth curve. So that curve has to be really, curvy up to the neckline. After that, we are going to place the neck width together. We want to mark out the sleeve opening. So the sleeve opening here is 5 inches for the adult size. 5 inches, you make a notch. So that 5 inches is the notch that we made for the opening of the sleeve. Next, I'm going to open up this dress and we'll begin to stitch. The first part you are going to hem is the down part. So I will just weave it first. Make sure you weave it first before you hem, or else it will be difficult for you to hem. But for tutorial purpose, I just went ahead and weaved and I gave it a good press. Here is what I got after I'm done weaving. You can see how it is right there. So just give it a 1 inch hemming at that point. So after that, the neckline, we are going to gather it. I'll go over to my machine now to gather. Here I am gathering the neckline. So I'll just gather the neckline and just leave it at that. After gathering one part, I went ahead to gather this other part. So the neckline is ready right now. The next we want to do is to sew the seam lines. So we are going to sew the seam lines and stop at the point of the sleeve opening. So you put it together this way, shoulder seam line to shoulder seam line. Then we'll stitch and stop at the opening of that sleeve. I'll go over to the machine now to do that. So this is the 5 inch opening of the sleeve. I'll just stitch half an inch up till that point. I'll also fold this one this way, then stop at half an inch like that. So I will go and stitch. After stitching, here is the opening of my sleeve. So next is to turn it around. Go over to your machine and stitch around the sleeve opening. So I'll do the same the other way too. Here you can see the opening of my sleeve is quite ready now, and here is the neckline. So it's time for us to overlap this neckline. You can just go ahead and overlap it with 2 inches or 3 inches. After overlapping, you can see what I have right there. So I'm going to use the turtle band to regulate the neckline. So here is my fabric and the width is 5 inches. You can make it 7 inches too if you want a longer neckline, okay? So for the adult size, the width on fold is 4 inches. Once you stitch half an inch, you will have 3.5 inches because that neckline is really very big. So I just want to make I put my belt together, just want to give a design to it. So here is the center front of that belt or the neckline. So just go ahead and take your round neckline measurements. So usually for an adult, you will have 18 inches. So that 18 inches, you measure it on that from the center front. So just measure whatever measurement you get on your round neckline, measure it and add 1 inch for ease. Okay, so 18 divided by 2 will give you 9 plus 1 inch. You measure 10 inches here for the adult size, then you make a notch. So that is the neckline that we are going to gather everything into. Okay, so you gather everything into the part you notch. So I will go ahead and close off from the notch part to the end of the belt. After stitching that part, you can see I left that 10 inches I folded, which will give me 20 inches now open. So I made notches at their edges. Okay, make sure you make those notches before you turn your belt or your turtle neckline. So I went ahead to turn and I'm going to give it a good press after I'm done. I've given it a good press. The collar is quite ready right now. Next, we are going to get the center front of the dress. Then we are going to pin center front of the collar to it. Then we are going to get center back of the dress too. I made a notch to it. Secure with your pin. The end of that collar, the part we did not stitch, has to be pinned at the center back. So that is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just working on a miniature scale, so it might be a little bit difficult. So just go ahead now and match the collar with the gathered neckline. Arrange them very well and gather very well. So I'll go over to the machine. I'll stitch with 1/2 inch. Stitching in the neckline, you are going to weave it and give it a nice inner finishing. So here is the dress. The collar is ready and the neckline is ready. So if you want to put a slit, you can go ahead and put a slit, okay? But with the ease added to this neckline, with the ease added to it, I don't think you need a slit to it. So but you can add a slit so your neck enters or your head enters very well. So I'm putting this dress right now into the doll. We are going to tie the back. We are going to tie to the back, as you can see right here. Arrange it very well the way it should be. This is how we come to the end of this tutorial. Here you can see how beautiful it is, although it is on a doll, but this dress is very beautiful. So just go ahead and get your 3.5 yards and replicate this. Thanks for watching. Bye.